I'm keeping this one really short and sweet for you. I'm sharing this as just a part of the journey that I'm on. So if you clicked on this video, whether it's one person, 5 people, 10 people, I hope that this video helps you. And the title of today's video is "The Crash Out is Not Cute." And although we are very quick to react, we feel heavy, we feel a lot, especially if we're going through all the topics that I talked about before. If we are going through seasons in our lives that maybe things around us just aren't going right, if we're dealing with some personal issues. I'm not gonna waste your time rambling back on all my other topics, but definitely go check out those videos. But anyways, we're all just going through our own journeys, and this one just is a part of the journey that I'm on. And although I'm not a confrontational person, I'm just not. I think I just deal with stuff, and I just, like, will crash out to myself, like, later, like, after I've, like, thought about it over and over and over and over as something happened, which is not healthy. Self-destruction is not healthy whatsoever. So I just kind of wanted to come on here and just talk about, like, we are changing and we are on a journey in our faith, and there's going to be a lot of trials that come our way. My last video was spiritual warfare, so that takes a big part. That's a big part of what I'm talking about right now too. But if you want to go check that out, you can. You're going to go through a lot of trials whenever you're going through your faith. You're going to get tested with a lot of different things, and a lot of that is dealing with people. It could be spiritual warfare can take effect on, I talked about, like, me and my boyfriend. Like, whenever I started getting serious and getting closer to God, I noticed that, like, we wouldn't have arguments, like, we wouldn't fight, but, like, just, like, little attitudes, and, like, I would kind of have an attitude, and I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, this is not me. But instead, I took a step back and really kind of, like, went to, like, a separate room and kind of prayed about it, and that really helped, like, not react so fast. Because I just feel like you'll notice, like, I think there's an influencer, Leo Skeppy, just talked about how, like, he just started reading the Bible, and all of a sudden he, like, started to feel really angry for a couple days. And it's like, the spiritual warfare is crazy. So instead of acting towards people, I want you to go sit, whether you have, like, if you're at work, go to the bathroom and pray. Like, go take a minute away and go and just pray to yourself, and really, before acting like that towards people and acting like that towards other, because that's going to come back on your character. There's been times, and this is actually the example that I'm getting to, there has been a couple instances where people in my past, friends that I've had from high school, or just friends from the past, we had, like, an argument, or, like, we just got into a disagreement, something happened, and the amount of anger that filled my body, and the way that I lashed out on these people, was very unhealthy, and honestly just, like, really nasty, like, just really disgusting. And it's really sad, and I know I said this in, like, 2 videos ago too. It's really sad that my crash out, even though this was, like, a couple years ago, my crash out is the last perspective that these people have of me. And that, like, my character looking like that is the last perception that these people have of me. And it does, of course it does bother me, because now, like, I acted on impulse, and it was so nasty, and just so, like, trying to say anything, like, they hurt me or they did something against me, and my mindset was like, I'm gonna hurt you, and I'm gonna say anything possible to make you feel the way I do. And it's honestly a disgusting mindset to have in that moment of, like, acting on impulse. Because then later on you're like, dang, I shouldn't have acted like that, but we've fallen out, so I'm not gonna reach out to that person and apologize, or I'm not gonna reach out to them and be like, oh, I'm sorry for the way that I acted, because there was no excuse for that. And I truly do believe that. Yeah, so the crash out is not cute. I want you to do not, I don't, like, no matter what somebody does to you, because there's some crazy things. I've heard some crazy stories of things that I'm like, I cannot believe that somebody actually did that to, you know, this person or whatever. Do not let anyone, anything make you act against your character. And that is the most important advice I think I could possibly give you, because your character is so important, and especially whenever you start walking with God. God just made you more pure than that, and God just made you more loving than that, and just give grace to people. I just had to share this. I know it's a short, I'm just making this a short video, but it genuinely does mean a lot to me, just because I have been a very toxic person, and that comes from starting to be in a toxic relationship. Like, my high school relationship was just very toxic, and not saying just like on one side. I was very toxic and a very hurt person. Like, even though on the outside I was like living, but I just a very just nasty person. And just to look back and just be like, I can't believe like that was the person I was. But these people are just forever gonna think of me that way, and you know what, that's okay, because people are just in our lives for different seasons, and that's completely okay. But going back to spiritual warfare, you have to understand that, and I said this in my last video and I loved it, but the devil's not going to go after people he already has. And the enemy does come in different forms, so please remember that as well, that he can attach himself to people, and he can attach himself to he just comes in different forms. So that person that you're about to crash out on, that could have been the enemy playing with you. So I know that's like a short, I pretty much just like summed that up, but there's a couple people at work that I have to give grace, because number one, I don't know them outside of work. I kind of just avoid them at work, just because I'm just somebody that, like, which I'm trying to change. I'm on my journey. Listen, I'm on my journey. I'm trying to change. But I feel like if, like, we're in two different departments and we're in two different areas, so, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to make a conversation when I don't have anything to talk about. But again, I'm changing. I promise I'm working on it, but I'm being transparent with you. Like, it is hard, and it is, like, really challenging, just because, like, our emotions can be so heightened, and we are just so fast to react. So, all just to say, the crash out is not cute. Do not let these people get the best of you, just because that could be the enemy attached to them, and you just never know. So go take a moment, pray about it with God. We don't know people's stories. We don't know where they've come from. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know anything about them. And honestly, your kindness in the way that you could just turn a blind eye, your kindness could possibly save them and take them out of the mindset that they're in, or even change their attitudes as well. So just give grace. Don't be nasty. Don't let anybody change who you are and your character. And although that we are on our journeys, that's not an excuse for me to, like, yeah, I'm telling you guys this, but, like, I'm not just gonna go act a certain way and just be like, oh, well, I'm on my journey, so, like, I'm learning. No, I'm gonna take it up with God. Any frustration that I feel throughout my workday, because my workplace is so toxic, and sorry God, I hate being there, but I know that it's a part of building who I am. So whatever happens to me today, I'm gonna go home and pray about it, or just take a moment and come out to my car during my break and just pray about it. Just give people grace today, and you never know if it's the enemy. You never know what they're going through. So be somebody else's happiness today. Pray for them, because they might need you, and they don't know God yet. So just take a moment and really spend time with God in that, and just go along with your journey. And I pray that you have a great day today. But those are my words of encouragement. lean on God always. I love you guys so much. I pray that you have a great day today. I love you guys, but God loves you more.